Hey Thrivers, welcome back to another Thrive in 5 episode. This is actually our first official one since last week was more so an introduction. So let's get to it. We're talking about getting help, and help looks differently for all of us. But this week, we're going to lean into how to take care of ourselves and our businesses in 2024 without sacrificing our sanity. Big, 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 right? Like the whole point of this is that we are taking care of ourselves in 2024. We are no longer dealing with burnout and dealing with just running ourselves into the ground. So, the first thing on the table, it's okay to ask for help. It really, really is. And I am going to admit that I am not good at this. I am terrible, terrible, terrible at this. It's very hard for me to ask for help. And I worry like that I'm inconveniencing somebody or somebody's going to feel obligated or feel like they have to and yada, yada, yada. You guys know the list that goes through our head when we have to ask for help. So, one thing that I have to redo and that I want to challenge you guys to do with me is to reframe this. So, I want you to ask yourself, how good does it feel when you are able to help someone else? For me, it's amazing. I will drop anything for my friends, my family to be able to go and help them with something. Like, if you're struggling, I'm there. How can I help you? What can I do? Right. And sometimes, like, that is a big question that is hard for me to answer is when somebody asks me, "Oh, what can I do to help?" That feels daunting. And that is my immediate like knee-jerk reaction to be like, "It's fine. I'm okay. I got this. I'll let you know." So that is like one tiny little thing is we have to be very specific with how we are asking for help. It's also something to be aware of whenever you're telling a friend, "Hey, let me help you. How can I help you?" How can we ask them in a smaller capacity to make it a little bit easier for them to say, "Yes, I can accept help in that area." So, like, yeah, I really could use help with the dishes. I don't know. Like, that's a really weird example, but like with something that is very concrete is almost a little bit more helpful for me. Another way to reframe it is, are you forcing someone to do something or are you asking? You're asking. And they have the ability to say no. And if you practice this and move through that uncomfortable feeling, will it pay off in the end for you to accept the help? Yeah, it totally will. So, where can we ask for help? In our personal life and our business life. So, personal life, do we need to talk to our partner or call a meeting of the household to discuss where we can help each other out? Or do we just need to be able to know that our friends, our family, they've got our back and are understanding when we need to vent and aren't going to tell us to quit? Sometimes that is a big thing. Like, I need to talk about this, but I don't need you to be like problem solving all the time. Sometimes I just need to vent about things. And sometimes we have to tell them, this is what I need from you in this moment. Are there other people in your life that would love to help you with a certain thing, but you don't want to ask them? So, those are a couple of things to ask yourself for personal life with asking help. Business, there's 3 things that I want to talk about real quick. The first one is community support. Having accountability and peers who understand and will give you advice when you ask is huge. And you can do this for free. Gonna plug our Facebook group. If you're not a part of the Thrive blogging community over on Facebook, people are asking questions in there all the time. Or just being like, "Hey, I need to celebrate this win," or "Hey, is this normal?" Or "Has anybody else dealt with this?" Or "I really need help with X, Y, and Z." It is huge. So that is one way that you can like easily ask for help, because you can just kind of like type it and send it out into the universe and see what happens in the World Wide Web. So, highly encourage you to be a part of the community. Join our community. It's great. The second way that you can ask for help is by having an assistant. Handing things off to someone else might sound daunting, but in the end, will overcoming those fears be worth it in the long run to buy back time for you to go and spend your time on money-making tasks? Yes. Yeah, it can be a lot of work to like onboard somebody and all of that, but it's worth it. The third thing, a coach or a mentor. A coach or a mentor. I was nervous about spending money on this for a while, but I ended up finding someone who delivered education in a way that clicked with my brain. And that made me say, okay, I know this is a huge investment, but what is the alternative? That I keep plugging away trying to make it work? Probably. When I could save myself so much time and stress by getting help. You guys, it was a lot of money for me to spend in the end, but in the end, I knew in my gut that if I didn't do it, I was going to regret it because I would be continuing on the path that was quote unquote easy, but not getting me the results that I needed. So I stepped into my growth zone, and that was very uncomfortable, but it really pushed me to get my money's worth and transformed my business because I'm like, all right, if I'm going to invest this, I am all in. Let's go. And I would not be here with y'all today if I hadn't done that in my business. Shameless plug. If you like this podcast and feel like we would vibe and you want to get coaching from us, go ahead and DM me over in our Instagram account, Thrive Together Blog, and just say, hey, Bree, I think I might need help. Because I will, me personally, be hopping over on Instagram and we'll chat with you. And we have multiple coaching options at different budgets. And I'm happy to chat with you about what that could look like for you. But coaching or a mentor was a huge game changer in my business. It took it to where I could go full time in my business. So that is our episode for today. If you have an established brand, established foundation for your brand, you've put in the effort to solidify your niche, start your audience growth, and are creating amazing content, and you've made it over 5,000 in the last 12 months, then I want you to head to thrivetogether.blog/scale to get access to our invite-only class on how to increase your income without overwhelm. If you checked all the boxes on what I just listed out, then this is a perfect next step for you to grow without overwhelm in 2024. Let's make 2024 the best year yet. Don't be afraid to ask for help.